So in this video, we will learn how to add person and send survey from Google Sheet. Now suppose guys, from different sources you are adding the details of new users, new customers into a Google Sheet, and you want to send them a survey which you have created using Delighted to all of those users. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be adding a new row of user details into a Google Sheet. And the action will be adding those users as a person in our Delighted account and also automatically sending them the service which we have created in Delighted. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get the free sign up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on create workflow and give your workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets to Delighted. And then just click on create. Now we can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is, in our Google Sheet guys, we are adding the details of the users, of the customers to whom we want to send the survey for feedback, for responses using Delighted. So first we have to get those user data from Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. Then after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to add those users, those customers as a person in our Delighted account, and also we are going to send the survey to them. So here guys, let's begin. So here in trigger window, in choose app, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets over here. And after that, in trigger event from the drop-down, select new or updated spreadsheet row. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. And how you can do that? You can refer to the help text given below over here. So just copy this webhook URL from here and then just go to the Google Sheet in which you are adding the user details. So this is a simple Google Sheet, and in this sheet, I'm adding some basic details like the name of the user, the email address on which we want to send the survey, and their country. If you want, you can add other details as well in this Google Sheet in a new column. So after opening our sheet, just go to extensions, add-ons, and click on get add-ons. After clicking on get add-ons, here you can see that we have reached to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. And as you can see, Pabbly Connect webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheet. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheet, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheet once. This is a very important step. And after refreshing our Google Sheet, now we will once again go to extension, and this time you can see that Pabbly Connect webhooks, this add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, here you can see that it is basically asking us three different things. First one is the selected sheet. So here in selected sheet, by default, it has selected sheet 1. So if your Google spreadsheet is having multiple sheets, here you have to select that sheet from which you want to send the data. So right now I have only one sheet, that is why it has by default selected sheet 1. If you have multiple sheets, just select the sheet in which you are adding the new user details to whom you want to send the survey. Then it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now here in webhook URL guys, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here. And then in our Google Sheet, just paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, the next thing it asks us is the trigger column. So here you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. So in background guys, you can see that in this sheet, column C will be my trigger column because it is the last data entry column in which my data exists. After column C, in any of the column, none of my data doesn't exist. So column C will be my trigger column. According to your spreadsheet, according to your data in the Google Sheet, you can select any column as a trigger column. You just have to make sure that it is the last data entry column of your Google Sheet. And after entering a trigger column, just click on this Send Test button. Now when we click on Send Test, it is showing us test data sent successfully. This means the data of the very first user, the data of the first row after headings. Here we can see that the data of this row is been sent to Pabbly Connect using this webhook URL. So let's check. We will get back to Pabbly Connect. And yes guys, here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the details of the same row. We have the same user, same email, and the same country which we have added in the Google Sheet. This means the connection between Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. Now let's click on Submit. And after that, guys, what we have to do, we have to just once again go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and this time we have to click on Send on Event. By selecting Send on Event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever in a new row till our trigger column, a new data is added. Like whenever we are going to add the details of a new user, a new customer in this Google Sheet, instantly send that data to Pabbly Connect. And after turning on Send on Event, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have connected our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect and received the details of users from Google Sheet inside our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now let's move to step 2, and in step 2, we have to send the same data, the same response to Delighted, so that from Delighted we can send the survey to this user on this email address. So let's begin. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, search for Delighted. Select Delighted over here. And after that, in action event from the drop down, you can see that we have different action events over here. First one is to add the person and schedule the survey. This is the action event which we are going to use. The other action event we have to unsubscribe people or delete pending survey request or the delete people or to create a survey response. You can do all of these things using Pabbly Connect automatically. So let's select our action event, that is add person schedule survey, and click on connect. Select add new connection. Now guys, we have to connect our Delighted account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, it is asking us for the API key of our Delighted account. So here we have two different fields. First one is API key and second one is password. And the help text below password says enter your API key and leave the password field blank. So we just have to enter the API key of our Delighted account. Now here you must be thinking how you can get the API key. Now to get the API key, just go to the dashboard of your Delighted account, and here you have an option of integrations. Just click on this integrations button. And after that, here at this page, click on API. And now you can see that you have the API key of your Delighted account. Just copy this API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting this API key, guys, just click on save. And now we can see that our Delighted account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing Delighted asks us is the email. So what is the email address of the person to whom we want to send this survey? So we have received the email address of the person from Google Sheet. We have added that data in Google Sheet and we have received the Google Sheet response in Pabbly Connect. So we have to basically map the same response of email address over here in this field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down below from the responses which we have received from Google Sheet, select the response of email and it will be mapped over here. After mapping the email address, the next thing it asks us is the name. So we have also added the name of the user and let's map this name from Google Sheet response as well. Click here and from the drop down below, select the response of name and map it. Then it is asking us for delay. And the help text below delay says the amount of time to wait before sending the survey email. If this is left blank, the survey email will be sent immediately. So here guys, if you want, you have an option to add a delay. Like if you want to add the user as a person in your Delighted account now, and if you want to send the survey to them, for example, after 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and whatever time you can add that delay over here. But I don't want to add such kind of delay. So that's why I'm going to enter 0 over here, or you can keep this field blank as well. So let's keep this field blank and then I want immediately to send the survey. So whenever I'm going to add the details of a user in the Google Sheet, instantly that user will be added as a person in our Delighted account and then the user will be sent the survey. Then it is asking us properties JSON. So the help text below it says custom properties to associate with the survey. So if you want, you can add some other details of the user as well as this JSON body in custom properties. So here we have added the country of the person, the country of the user or the customer. And we also want to send this data of the user to Delighted. For that, you can basically use the same format over here. So to create the JSON body, just open the curly braces. In double quotes, you have to create the label. So I have created the label in double inverted commas, and then after a colon in front of it, what you have to do, you have to mention the value in double inverted comma as well. So here I'll add the double inverted comma, and I have created a field, a property of country. So I'll map the response of that property and close this bracket as well. So in this way, you can create custom properties in JSON and then add those details of the user in your delighted account as well. Then it is asking us send. So the help text below it says whether you want to send a survey email or not. So here you have the option to add the delay, but you also have the option to send the email or not with the survey. So if you just want to add that user as a person, you can only do that. Just select false over here and then you can do it. But if you also want to send the survey, select it true. And then just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the delay is required. So let's enter 0 and click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, guys, here we can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that this person has been added on our delighted account and we have sent an email with the survey on this person's email address. So let's check it. We are going to check the email inbox of this person, go to a new tab, go to Gmail, and then click on all mails. And yes guys, here you can see that we have sent a survey from our delighted account to this same person. This is the same survey which we have created in our delighted account. Now this means guys, the automation which we have created between Delighted and Google Sheet using Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. Now what we have to do, we just have to enter the details of a new user, a new customer in this Google Sheet to whom we want to send the survey. And instantly that user will be added as a person in our Delighted account and the survey will be sent to them via email. So guys, after successfully setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. Here I'm going to enter the details of a new user. For example, test user, this is the name of the person. This is the email address and countries, for example, US. Now guys, as you can see that just now in a new row, we have added the details of a new user. And instantly, automatically, the survey will be sent to the same user on this email address. Now guys, so we can't check the email address, the email inbox of this account, but right now we can see this user will be added as a new person in our Delighted account. Let's go to Delighted, go to Peoples. And yes guys, here you can see that just now we have added this person in our Delighted account. This is the same name and the same email address. This means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for absolutely free. And also let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a forever free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.